good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to the Six Bugle Podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Ruiz, and also with my co-host here, Christy Hensler. Christy, how are you?
Hello. I knew I should have been on this. I knew you were going to ask me that. I'm good. I'm kind of in a very introspective mode the last few days, but it's good.
Okay. Well,
Yes,
Happy
just
New
kind
Year
of.
to you.
Yes, you too. It's hard to believe it's already the middle of January,
I
and then
know,
probably
right?
later by the time you hear this. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, it's time flies. I heard someone say the days go by fast, the days go by slow, but the years go by fast. Now
yes, that's a good way to put it.
the months are flying by now.
Yes, they
Yeah.
really are.
Incredible. So, did you have a good holiday?
We did. We just stayed put. Nothing too crazy. Watched some
Yeah,
football, chilled. So it's good.
yeah,
But it's also good to get back into I enjoy the holidays, but I'm also like to get back into just the regular life too.
hear you.
So it's
Yeah,
just
I
me.
hear you. Well, we
But
had, and I understand you had some snow down there.
we did just a few days ago. And when it snows in Alabama, it's like not good. People, I mean, they like it, but they don't know how to handle it. So I'm not sure what we would do if what people would do if we had a real issue here.
Right,
So,
right.
but they clear
Yeah,
the shelves. There's no bread. There's no toilet paper. It's kind of crazy.
yeah.
So,
That's what people do. Here in
yes.
Ohio, we haven't had really much snow. We have had some, but really not a lot to speak of. But
Okay.
I want to share some our love and affection to the firefighters in California.
Yes.
I know a few of them that are out there that are knee deep in it, and it's truly a devastating
Hmm.
situation that they're going through right now, and they're exhausted and they're working
Hmm.
hard. But from what I understand, their spirits are high. I know the one of the deputy chiefs there in LA Fire, Chris, and we keep in touch with her, and she says that. They're really doing everything they can, but they're
Hmm.
obviously getting to their stress points. But I just wanted to remind everyone, keep them in your thoughts and prayers because they're
Yes.
going through quite a bit. And the chief, I tell you what, they she stepped up and she defended her firefighters, and there was some issues going on back and forth with the mayor, and she laid out all the memos that she had posted in the past 6 months saying that their staff is low, they needed some help, and I mean their budget is like $800 million, but
Hmm.
the mayor cut it like 16 million not that long ago. But it is what it is, right? I don't know the financials of it, but when the chief tells you you need help, I mean it's
Yeah.
and then something like this happens and see, I
Right.
told you kind of thing. But
Hmm.
hopefully everything will be. I know they're all strong, and I know they're going to pull this out. But hopefully that'll end soon, and we're definitely keeping them in our thoughts and prayers. And any kind of help you can send them, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, because it'll be a long road ahead too. Not just, I mean, getting the fire stopped is one thing, but now then you have all the cleanup and the aftermath and
Right.
everybody to recover from everything that they saw and been through too. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be. They're
mhm.
going to remember this for the rest of their lives.
Right.
So
Yes.
hopefully things will turn around soon. So,
Yes.
what would you like to talk about today? I understand you want to talk about relationships. Is that right?
Yeah, I do. I think this, it's a new year and and I had a couple interactions lately that just kind of made me reflect on this and go, this is a good topic to bring up. So people, we all know the saying that, who we surround ourselves with is important. The five, people that you're the closest to kind of will dictate your life. And I think sometimes it's easy to just get in our box and it's like we hang around the same people our whole life. And I'm not saying that you should get rid of all those people, but I think there's something to be said for there's two parts I want to talk about here. One, to just take a moment even and evaluate your relationships going into this year. Are the relationships in your life that are draining you, that are toxic, that are, I mean, toxic can be an overused word, but are the relationships that are the people that you feel like you just totally zapped when you're with them, or when they call you're like, I don't want to answer this, or when they email, that's a sign that maybe there needs to be some boundaries set. Maybe it's somebody you need to get out of your life totally. Maybe you just need to kind of distance yourself, whatever. And then what are the relationships in your life that are giving you life, that are, bringing you joy, that are energizing you, that are, keeping you moving forward? And just take a minute and kind of evaluate, like, who are those people? Do I have those people? I know a while back we did the board of directors podcast, and we
Sure.
can put
Yes.
that PDF. I think the PDF is in the Facebook group,
Mhm.
but that's a great place to start and look at just the, 6 different types of people that you should have in your life and kind of evaluate, do I have these people? Do I not? Who do I need most in my life right now? So I
Yeah.
would encourage you to just, evaluate that as part one. You want to chime in on that before I go to part two?
Um, yeah, in fact, that's interesting. You talked about the five people that influence you, and I just heard a podcast by Ed Milet this morning, and saying that
Okay.
yeah, that's true. That's kind of true. That's kind of not true. But it's about the people that are over and above you. You know, that are where you want to be in life, right? Whether
Okay.
it's
Mhm.
financial or influential, that type of thing, and that kind of bleeds off to you. So if they're like 120 degrees and you're 70 degrees, you're going to be able to increase your temperature because simply because you're around them as often as you can. And the other thing is, and I often thought before that there are some people that have reached out for me for my help, and I've always said that gives you energy when you find you can help people and you're guiding them and you're assisting them, and then you see that they're making progress. That gives you
Mhm.
energy to want to do more. But you're right, there comes to a certain point where there's only so much you can give. And when
Yes.
you keep asking and when you keep giving and giving and
Mhm.
giving, that's going to drain your cup. So you have to be very, very careful. I'm not saying you should stop doing that because it does provide energy for you. But you also have to be careful on how much you give because sometimes they just don't appreciate it as much as you appreciate giving.
Yeah, and I think, it also for me personally, I look at the people in my life that I give to, and whether it's my energy or my, insight or my time or my money or whatever, and is it helping them? Are they growing? Are they doing something with it? And if they're not, then that's usually my sign to stop giving. It's like, okay, because I can easily overgive. That's definitely a weakness of mine in some ways. And I used to just go all in to help somebody, whatever that meant. And then I'd be like, they don't even care. They didn't even do anything with this, and I just sacrifice. And it's like, because people have to want to help themselves. They have to want to grow. They have to want to.
Absolutely.
And so now I've learned, like, if this is somebody that I feel like I might want to help, I just give them a little bit and I just see what they do,
Yeah.
and it's like, and then I make a decision from there. And so you can kind of ration it out, if you will,
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
but because there's been people that have given to me in my life that I've been greatly appreciative of and that have helped move me forward or put me on paths that I wouldn't have been on otherwise. But I also am in a position where I'm continuing to be ready for the opportunity and ready to grow, ready to do something, and not everybody's in that position. So you have to evaluate those people, I think, in your life.
Absolutely.
Are they wanting your help? Some people just want to whine about their problems. I mean, if you want to just say it like it is, and
Yeah.
you have to recognize that. And, I've learned to just nod and, give them a word or two and move on, and you have to
Right.
recognize the people that actually want to do something with it.
Yeah,
So,
it reminds me of the discussion we had in Wisconsin last year. And when you're having a conversation with someone, you think of the three H's. Do you want me
yes.
to hear you? Or do you want me to
Mhm.
help you? Or right, and so you have to think about those kinds of things, and
Yes.
that's very, very important. Good.
Yeah.
What's the other point you want to
And
make?
then I think the other point is I would encourage you to open yourself up to new people. I was in the bank the other day and talking to my contact there. I stop in there every once in a while to see her and just kind of chat about life and what's going on. And she was sharing with me how her son was wanting to go to college and he plays baseball and she wanted to get him a baseball scholarship because they didn't have the funds to put him through college. And we were having this long conversation. And she said that she happened to realize that she has a connection within her own family that's on the board of one of the colleges here that does the scholarships for the athletic program. And because she just wasn't even asking questions in her family, because most people don't, how are you? How was your summer? She didn't even know this person existed in her family or what they did for a living and that they had the right connections until somebody else said to her, hey, you should go talk to so and so because he, blah, blah, blah. And so I want to encourage you to look around you because you're probably only a couple people away from the person that you're looking for in your life right now.
Right.
Whether that's somebody to open up an opportunity for you, whether that's somebody that can help mentor or coach you through a struggle or an area that you want to improve in, whether that's somebody that, can open the right door. And I could, this is a whole nother podcast, but I could sit here right now and tell you story after story of just a handful of people in my own life that have literally changed the trajectory of Matt and I's life because of the right connections. And I
Right.
said to her, looking across the desk, I said, yeah, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And she looked
Right.
at me like that was like, psh. To me, my dad is like that. So I've kind of been under that impression my whole life. But to
Right.
her, that was like, and she's like, I really need to work on expanding my network. I'm like, yeah, you need to get out of your box this year. You need to start asking people, who do you know that I should know? If
Right.
in this situation with your son, like, hey, my son wants to do this. Who do you know? Who should I talk to? And so I want to encourage you to like get out of your box. This doesn't mean you have to leave the people you have, but
Right.
get out of your box and meet other people, because you never know who knows somebody that could potentially change something for you.
Right. And that gives them a sense of helping, right? It gives them,
Yes,
I may not be able to help you, but I know someone who does.
correct. They're
And,
still
and
part of the
that
process.
and that gives
Yes.
you that sense of helping, and it makes you feel good inside because yeah, very good point. Who do you know that I should know? And
Mhm.
that question can go far and
Yes.
kinds of points in your life, right?
Yes. And
Yeah.
so get out there, like make new connections, get out of your box, and you just never know like who you're going to meet. So I would encourage you to evaluate who's surrounding you now, who in your life is pulling you up and who are you pulling, and does that need to change? And then go out there this year and talk to people, talk to the people out and like just have conversations and just see where it goes.
Yep.
But I think you'll be surprised if you just start having those conversations, asking questions like we've talked about in some of our events, and just really kind of getting below the surface and see where that goes.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's like we talked about before, get out of your comfort zone and into your growth zone. We're not
Yes.
telling you to make giant leaps, we're just telling you to make small
Right.
steps.
Right.
It's a little uncomfortable. It's not painful. It's a little uncomfortable, but then, you make that uncomfortableness your comfort zone, your new comfort
Yes.
zone, and then you keep doing that one more step. What do you think I'm going to ask you to
Yes.
do now? I'm going to ask you to take one more step. Now that
Hmm.
becomes your growth zone. And that's how people grow. And you'll find that it's very beneficial.
Yeah. And I think you build confidence that way too,
Absolutely.
as you do it more. And then as you meet, it's like, oh, yeah, this was a great connection, or I can do this again, or this was a great opportunity, or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
especially when you get successes, right? Success stories
yes, for
and you
sure.
think, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is great. And even in your failures, right? Even
Yes.
if it doesn't work out, they say, okay, what did I learn
Hmm.
from this? And kind of move on from
Yes. Yeah,
it.
for
Yeah,
sure.
great points.
So take some time. And relationships are a huge part of all of our lives. The good or bad, they are, and they can make or break you. They really can. And so, you can only control you and what you do with you. You can't change other people, but you can choose who you spend your time with.
Right.
So,
And one last point, I know that there is the longest human study from Harvard University that talked about relationships,
mhm,
and or basically it talked about who are the successful people. And this has been like a 50, 70-year-old study. And the ones that they found, the people that found most successful weren't wealthy, they didn't have great
mhm.
jobs, they didn't have all this money, but what they did have was relationships.
Yes,
Relationships. And so it's going to
for
help you.
sure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for that message, Christy. Certainly do appreciate you with your wisdom once again. And,
You're
uh,
welcome. Let
and
us know how it goes.
yeah, yeah. So one thing I want to do differently now is I want to summarize what we talk about and then put that in the Facebook page as
Oh,
a
nice.
summary. That way they can kind of look at that and go back and if something that they will share, that way it's easier to share. And if they like it, the people that share would like it, they can come back and watch the video because we have these on our file too.
Perfect. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much once again. Thank you everyone for joining us on the Six Bugle podcast. We'll see you again soon. Take care.